Hi, I'm Pete George. We are on Game Changers with Vicki Abelson, and here's Vicki.
Yay!
Yay!
Not that I'm a guest, but I had to turn on the thing, Pete.
The thing.
The thing. Happy New Year, Pete.
Happy New Year.
All right. So tell everybody what we just did, Pete.
For the first time in my life, I just had Jewish soul food. It was amazing.
It wasn't Jewish.
Collard greens and lox. It was amazing.
Yeah, come on, tell the truth.
Yeah, it was actually, it was.
All right, talk about the experience. So you walked in and had the house smell. Tell the truth.
There was this smell that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And she told me what it was in advance. Actually, I thought it was like Santa Fe food or Mexican food.
Really?
When I read the text, I wasn't really sure.
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
I read the text wrong. So I get here and it smelled really amazing. And here we have collard greens and we had, what's it called again?
Black eyed peas.
Black eyed pea soup. Yes. And it was actually sensational. My favorite was the cornbread that was store-bought.
Yes. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. That's the last time you'll be tasting my cooking.
It was incredible.
What was what
the everything?
You're saying the cornbread was incredible?
No, it wasn't. Actually, you know what? Everything else made the cornbread
The
delicious.
Cornbread was actually very mediocre because it was from Vons. That was the one thing I didn't make.
Right. So when we dipped it, when you dip it and you did the sponge, it was amazing. So
look how good that shot is.
That's a great shot.
We're pretty good.
Awesome.
I'll leave this so you can see. So let's say hi to everybody. Happy New Year, Carol. Happy New Year, Trish Ann. Hi. Happy New Year, Lori. Hi, Penny. I miss you so much. Hi, Mickey. We got some sound going on now.
I'm Sharon. I'm doing.
All right, do the share thing.
Here we go.
So we're in a moon void, so nobody's supposed to be watching right now, but you guys are with us. You're here, and hi, Mickey. Did I say that already?
There we go.
So, anyway, this whole black eyed peas thing.
Yeah.
I'm a Jewish girl. I didn't know anything about. You didn't know about the tradition, right?
I didn't. No, I've had soul food, but
No, but you didn't know about the New Year's Day thing.
Right, I did not know about.
Okay, so I found out about that maybe 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. Somebody told me that you're supposed to on New Year's Day have black eyed peas, so those represent coins.
Okay.
Then I just read this year that the collard greens are dollar bills, the greenbacks, right?
Wow.
And then the cornbread represents gold. So you're supposed to have all three things.
I didn't know
So a couple of years ago, I decided I wanted to try to make black eyed peas because I needed some abundance. And by the way, when I ask for abundance, I'm not talking about on my thighs. Only the cash kind. Abundance of love, joy, good health.
Yeah.
Not on my thighs.
No.
So.
An abundance of gas, probably.
No, yeah, but I soaked them for 24 hours this time. Last time I forgot to soak the black eyed peas.
Yeah.
I made them, and because I didn't soak them, they absorbed all the liquid, so it ended up being like this mush by the time I served it, and over brown rice, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of hope, but I went online and I was looking at a bunch of recipes. I wanted the one with the least amount of ingredients that looked the easiest, right? So I soaked them for 24 hours, and it was shocking, and I butchered the recipe a lot. I did a lot of things that they didn't say. It was really good.
It was amazingly good. It was way beyond what I even thought it was going to be.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It actually tasted as good as it smelled.
Because you soaked the peas for 24 hours.
Well, but it wasn't just that. So I ended up using the Cajun spice that came in the packet of the black eyed peas. I added that to the soup recipe I already had. That really did a lot. Bacon. You can't go wrong with the bacon.
Ever.
And the collard greens, they were saying, a lot of nouveau chefs want to cook collard greens quickly in a wok.
Right.
They said you'll choke because collard greens really have to be boiled for 2 hours, and they weren't mushy. They still were firm. They were still
belching from the
They
soup.
were still good. Collard greens, of course, also had had Cajun in the car. They had Cajun spice and bacon also.
Yeah.
And the only thing that didn't have bacon was the cornbread. But once Pete dipped it in the stuff, then it did.
Right, it did.
It did. But it was really good. So you're looking at what are people saying?
I'm looking for blurry.
Are we? We are blurry. Are we blurry out there? We're blurry here. Oh, look, we're getting love. We're getting love and laughs and woes and.
Speaking of black eyed peas, when I was a kid, I did really weird things as I do now. I found my mother's large tapioca pearls in a box. And in a box, they were uncooked. And I would fill my cheeks with tapioca pearls and let them soften for 2 hours, and then just chew them up. I know, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
What? I don't know about tapioca pearls.
Yeah.
I only know tapioca pudding that comes...
They're the large pearls that are white, and they're...
I don't know about tapioca
I don't have that
pearls.
much of an accent.
Large, yes you
large
do.
in the car.
Yes you do.
Anyway.
Hi Ross. Hi Ferdy. Hi, I don't know. Happy 2020. Your vision is clear. I'm glad to hear that, Carol, because it's blurry for us over here.
I'm doing a watch party, but I'm on the 2.5. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Mickey, you moved to Florida. Is it warm and nice there? Because it's been very chilly here. Although it was beautiful. Was it beautiful today? I didn't go out today.
I was in Ventura, and it was maybe 68, I think, 70.
Yeah,
it
was nice the last couple of days, but it's been freezing. You were away. Yeah. It's been really cold for us here.
Yeah.
So before we finish up the whole Black Eyed Peas thing, so the idea about doing something that's sort of not a suspicion. What is that called? Like a tradition.
A tradition, yeah.
Right. To invite abundance into my life. So now we are filled with collard greens, cornbread, and black eyed peas. So I just want you guys to watch the money come rolling in.
Oh, I'm so full though.
I know.
For dessert, I'm going to have a pillow.
Oh, that's good. A pillow. Okay, hi Christopher Cilio. He's from the China Club in New York. You know, actually, I just reached over here to straighten out this mess, and instead I'm gonna give a shout out to the people that support us, and who as a matter of fact, let me show yours.
Yeah,
yours.
Rick made these. So check these out. So Rick made these for me. This is
Rick Quick Impressions of Chicago.
So this is for guitar lessons. You can check out my Facebook and sign up online or in person, and also my stand-up coaching. Isn't this cool? Like he did the whole thing.
They're really nice.
They're really nice and sent me like a gazillion of them. So thank you, Rick, very much, and your daughter. So.
Yeah, Sarah. Sarah's great. She's a great designer. So Rick Smolke of Quick Impressions in Chicago, if you need anything printed, they're just the best people. They're so nice. They do great work. My bookmarks that you've seen 100 times. My business cards. I'm about to get new ones because Sarah's just designing me a new one, but with my book on it and our famous tissue boxes. And I also want to give a shout out to Nicole Venables, my hairdresser. I'm very blonde. I don't know if I was this blonde the last time we came to you live.
I like it.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
What do you guys like the blonde? It's very blonde. I walked in somewhere that I hadn't been in a few weeks, and they went, "Whoa!" But then somebody else said to me, "Oh, you look so young." So I'm going with the blonde. Yeah, I'm going with the blonde. And Nicole's hairspray, Fuck Off, which we love, and her Ruby Begonia, her salon is called Ruby Begonia. And here's my new peepers for the new year. What do you think?
Those are those new peepers?
Yeah, they're new peepers. Yeah. They're a little different. They're a slightly different shape.
Okay, something seemed a bit different.
Yeah,
I got it. That's
they're
what
good,
it is.
right?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I think they're good.
Yeah.
They're not quite as round. I think they're a little more. Anyway, so Ruby Begonia, leave in Love Thy Locks, and by locks we don't mean the kind with bagels. And also this argan from Morocco oil, which is very lovely. You can get all these things at what's the name of the place now? I forget. You can get them at the Ruby Begonia Salon. Is where you can get them in Studio City, but also Friends. Beauty Supply also has them. Yeah. And then our really good friend Anson Williams, who I adore, Alert Drops, which is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
If you're tired,
I haven't tried those.
When you have to come back from a gig, and it's really late at night, and you're driving and you feel tired, you give yourself a little spritz of this. Give a little shot of that. Here. All it is lemon rind, not in your eyes, in your mouth, and okay. And it wakes you up
under your tongue.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't feel anything.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it worked. Okay, let's go.
There you go. It works though. It saves lives. Anson saves lives. You gotta love that. Trish Ann is watching us on the big screen TV tonight. Hi, Trish Ann. Did you get a TV for Christmas? Nice. We've got Marcy with us, Mary Ellen Walsh. We've got Jane. Hi, Jane, from Florida. Love the blonde. Thank you. Thanks, Mary Ellen. Yeah, I think I'm sticking with the blonde. For somebody else, you have a good friend. When I walked in all blonde, she said, "Oh, you're really blonde." And then we looked at a picture of us from a few weeks ago, and she goes, "Oh, I like it here where it's more honey."
Yeah.
Now,
what does that mean? Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
I don't look like that anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to change it like tomorrow.
I'm not. Move on. Be nice.
Yeah. My mom has the same.
She does?
At 86 years old.
Does she look young? She does.
She looks very young. You know what happened? I was with my parents in Cleveland, like for the holidays.
This is dirty.
This actually happened. My parents got into a little spat, and I'm sitting there. She's 86. My dad's 84.
How long have they been married, Pete?
Oh my God, 60 years now.
60
years, yeah. And so my mother said to my father, "You never listen to me." And my dad's like, "Well, do you have your hearing aids in?" She goes, "Yeah, but like the other day, you get up and you walk away and you go in the bathroom right in the middle of a conversation, but I know you're thinking about me because you got your penis in your hand."
She did not say that in front of you.
Just like that. Just like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, check. Hello.
Did she do that on purpose?
My mother does it sort of on purpose. Like, she's funny and she's sarcastic, but she also knows I'm going to use it in my show.
Wow.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. Merry Christmas.
Thinking about me because you have your penis in your hands.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, my mother would not in a million. And it's not, and my mother's like hip and everything. There's no way she would ever say anything like that. That's crazy.
Oh.
So Phil's with us. Hi, Phil Isaacson. I was just going to say, hi, Debbie. I was going to say Merry Christmas, but we're up to Happy New Year now.
We are happy. Yes, Happy New Year.
So you were back east for 3.5 weeks. Long time. So
time.
tell us the highlights of your trip.
So highlights. I got to spend time with my kids and with my parents and friends. I had, I think, maybe 12 stand-up shows all over. I was in Erie for 4 shows. We had 200 plus per show.
Nice.
A couple standing ovations. Really great people. A lot of fun. I had a corporate show in West Virginia, and something happened there. Anyway,
I heard about it. I got the scoop on that.
Yeah, been a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, and just a lot of shows.
We're having a lot of rim shots tonight. I'm terrible at it. I need my drumsticks.
Oh, which, by the way, I think that 2020 is the year of clear vision. Get it? So use all your contacts. I know, it's corny. Anyway, so it was a great time. I don't use any of those jokes in my show because I want to get paid.
Robert Wall had our friend Robert Wall. You weren't with me when we did.
Yes, I was.
You were.
Yeah.
When we did Robert Wall. But anyway, I got a notification. Robert Wall tweeted for the first time in a long time. Go watch. Go look. So he tweeted that he had a picture of Barbara Wawa.
Yeah.
And it said, and this is 2020. He said, "I've been waiting all my life to be able to do this joke."
God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah.
So everything was great. Christmas was great. My dad got a new accordion for Christmas.
Which is,
an electronic accordion with 1,000 different accordion sounds from Bratislava to Mexico to wherever. And
did your mother get that for him?
She did, yeah. Well, he had to trade in 2 of his other real accordions because it was pretty expensive, I guess. And I think he got my mother hearing aids. And bathroom cleanser.
Okay. So here's the thing about that. So many years ago, one of my college boyfriend, my first live-in boyfriend, it was the holidays, and he got me a fondue pot.
Fondue pot?
A fondue pot. That was my present.
Wow.
So that is not a very romantic present.
It's not.
It's not. And just out of spite, we had never even had fondue. Maybe we'd had one fondue. I don't know.
Right.
But I was so wounded by that
Really?
of course, I never used it.
Yeah.
The fondue pot was in the garbage. It was never used.
Yeah, those were trendy for a while.
They were trendy. This was the 70s. They were very hot then. In fact, there was a fondue restaurant where you went and you did the cheese fondue, and then for dessert you could have the chocolate fondue. They had like courses of fondues. Sure. So, but anyway, out of spite, of course, I never used it. And so this year...
What'd you do with it?
I never used it, and it was orange. You remember when like refrigerators were orange?
Oh yeah, the 70s.
And stoves were orange?
Brady Bunch orange.
That's right.
Which, by the way, they still actually they make that Brady Bunch orange paint.
Really?
You can still get
It's called Brady Bunch orange?
It's not called that, but
what is it called?
It's I don't know, but when they remodeled the Brady Bunch house, or they actually
you can go look now.
They said you can get that still off the shelf, that orange, exact same color.
Wow, I could paint a new fondue pot to look like my Brady Bunch orange fondue pot. Yeah, I never used it, and I don't know. I traveled with it, like it moved with me a few times, and I thought, I'm never using this fucking thing.
Yeah.
He's actually still a really good friend of mine.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, and our kids know each other. And,
that's good, though.
Yeah, it's all really nice.
Yeah.
Ira, if you're out there, and as a matter of fact, Ira went to camp with Donnie Most.
Oh, okay.
And they hadn't seen each other in...
Summer camp?
Yes. And they hadn't seen each other in 50 years. They used to have sleepovers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I reconnected them about 2 years ago,
wow.
and they saw each other again, which is really crazy.
That's great, yeah.
I know, that's crazy. He's a great guy.
Yep.
It's just a bad present. But, so this year... I was asked what I wanted, and I got a piece of exercise equipment, and my significant other did not want to get it for me because he felt that it was it's very significant. I'll show it to you.
Oh, okay.
He got me an elliptical actually.
Oh, that's
and
very
it's
nice.
very cool. But he felt like it was like giving me a fondue pot, but it's not at all.
It's not at all.
It's not at all, and I love it, and I use it.
Is it orange?
It's not orange,
Good.
but maybe we can use that Brady Bunch orange paint and make it orange. That would be fun. So, anyway, so did you get any great Christmas presents?
Well, we didn't do an exchange with the siblings this year for the first time, so we just did the parents. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty much about it.
Yeah.
So I got a shirt, this one from my parents. And
that's nice.
And I was actually really happy. You know, I was just glad to be with everybody.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, the presents. It was very sad for me. You were with your kids. This was the first year I didn't spend with Samantha for the holidays ever in her life, and not my life, of course, but her life. And so it was Harry and I. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, on Christmas Eve, Allie Willis passed away.
Yeah.
And so I had been cooking all day, and I got a text from Anson. Anson was here. Were you here for my birthday when Allie was here recently?
No, I wasn't.
No, you missed that one. So Allie was here with Anson and with Lauren Gold.
Oh, no, I was here for that one. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's right. I was here. Yeah. Okay.
It was so memorable.
Oh, it was amazing. It was like she was just here, and I was like, what?
I know. It was crazy. So Anson texted me and said, I'm so sorry to hear about Allie. I'm so sorry about Allie. And, you don't want to ever read those words. Right. Because it can only mean one thing.
Yeah.
And so I literally was sitting at the computer reading it going, no, and Googled, and there it was. They immediately put it up on Wikipedia with the end date, and it was so shocking.
Yeah, because she was so vibrant here.
And then I had dinner with her after that at the Talleyrand. We had fried chicken, which as we want to do, and sat and chatted for hours, and
that's crazy.
She just was the most. I mean, Allie was ageless. Mm-hmm. I mean, if somebody would have asked me before I saw it on Wikipedia, I would have no idea how old she was. No. Because she wore sneakers, she wore fun clothes, she walked with gusto, she had so much great attitude, she smoked a lot of pot, she ate a lot of great food, she liked candy. Yeah. She was just like a fun person, and she was so accomplished. Ridiculously accomplished. I have no doubt that she would be a recipient of what is an EGOT, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, because she already had Grammy, Tony, Emmy. I think all she had left to do was an Oscar. Yeah. And actually, the last time I saw her when we had dinner, she was telling me about a movie project that was actually in the works, and so she was like on her way. Wow. And she left her partner of 27 years, Prudence Fenton, who is a wonderful woman. They were fabulous together. And, on Allie's own dime, when Mike Nesmith produced Women Who Write up at Big Sur in the Henry Miller Library, Allie and Prudence came up on their own dime, and Allie performed. And I believe it might have been the first time she performed again in a lot of years, because she went from being... she sat on the outside of Motown for like years, just like taking it all in, all those great things. She grew up in Detroit, and she went to New York, and she was like a hat check girl. Yeah. And she was doing like copywriting and stuff, and then she got a record deal, and she did her own album, and that was short-lived because then she started writing for other people, and she had hit after hit. September, Boogie Wonderland, Neutron Dance. She had so many hits, and she was just an amazing woman. Yeah. And she did stuff on the internet before anybody else did. She created the first social network with Mark Cuban as her COO before he was anything, right? She did Lily Tomlin's website when nobody had a website. She did an interactive one. She was just amazing. An artist. She had as Bubbles. She did all this great artwork. Her house is on all these magazines because it's filled with kitsch. I mean, she was just, she did on her own dime this whole thing to try to save Detroit, and the video has more voices than any other song in the history of the world. It's like thousands of voices that people from Detroit. She was like an amazing person, and so the tragedy of her early death is superseded only by the legacy that she leaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, what a legacy. She will live forever but anyway, so that kind of really Christmas was really not so wonderful. And but there was a really joyous celebration the next day. I mean, the funeral was but great. Pamela Adlam, who was Allie's assistant when she was a little girl, young teenager, spoke, and she's hysterical. Do you know her?
No,
She's from Californication and the Louis C.K. show, and she's got her own show that's been on for years. That's fantastic. Better Days, an amazing show. And really funny people. It was wonderful. Stan Zimmerman, hysterical writer, and Maxine Lapidus. It really a funny funeral, which is what she would have wanted and deserved. Right. And they gave out party favors. Only Allie with her masks with her face on it. Everybody had one of those. Shower caps, candy.
Jeez.
You know, it was. Prudence did it right, and Allie would have approved of it all. She would have loved it all, except the dying part. And then at the party, at the reception, Mark Shaman played piano. He had flown in for it, and Frida Payne sang Band of Gold, and then Thelma Houston sang Don't Leave Me This Way, and Jennifer Lewis sang Think. It was amazing.
That's incredible.
So they're still going to do a big memorial for Allie, and I can only imagine that Verdine will be there, and Earth, Wind & Fire will be represented, and I can only imagine the people that will come out for Allie that day. But anyway, that was kind of Christmas is never going to kind of be the same again.
Right.
But it was, so Harry and I spent it. I did a lot of cooking. Did you do a lot of eating?
Way too much eating.
Yeah, like what's native to like Cleveland? What'd you eat?
Pierogies.
Pierogies.
No, I didn't have pierogies.
I actually like pierogies.
I didn't have pierogies. No, my sisters were cooking.
What'd you have for Christmas dinner?
What did we have? We had beef tips, and but my sister's a really good cook, so just all kinds of fixins. No. She mixes it up, and then we had some type of fireball shots we all had, and then I don't drink that much, but I think I had like 5 highballs, and I was feeling pretty good, and it was really great.
I haven't had a highball in a while.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Hi, Alan. Alan just joined us. Alan Rich. Alan was there that day at Allie's. Hi, Michael. Hi, Sheila. Hi, John. Hi, Terry. So tell us what you had for Christmas dinner. I'm curious. So I cooked sauce, Italian sauce, Ludi Giunta's Italian sauce that I've been cooking for 35 years. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ooch. I cooked it all day, and Harry and I had that with my home Ludi's meatballs and sausage and pasta the first night, and then I made chicken parm the second day because that was his wish. So we did a lot of eating. Yeah. We didn't make Christmas cookies this year because we're waiting for Samantha. So we instead broke into a box of C's that I had bought in somebody else for a gift. And if you're in a place that sells C's, they sell it in New York now too. Do they sell C's in Cleveland?
No.
They just started selling it in New York, but C's once a year has these things called double caramels. I told Jeremy Stevens about them yesterday. He ran out and got some, and he wrote and thanked me. It will change your life. Wow. They're life changing. They're all gone now. I'm sorry, you don't get dessert.
No,
they're gone.
I could go for dessert. I had a lot of garbage too. I had
garbage.
You know what it is? It's like you're eating a little bit of everything, and by the end of the evening, I'm like, I don't know. And then the next day, you do it again. My sister makes these things. It's a Macedonian dish where she gets Hungarian peppers and she grills them, and then she takes the skins and the meats off, and then she...
The skins and the meats off?
The meats. The meat, the inside.
Okay.
The meats off.
The meats.
Sounds Italian.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she purees them, and then she has some grilled tomatoes and does the same thing with garlic and some really hot oil and salt. And the flavor's incredible. You just put a whole chunk of it, smother it on like Italian bread, and you eat it like that, and it's so good. Like... It's our family thing. And then sometimes we have a shot of Slivovitz.
What's
Slivovitz? We didn't have it this year. It's like 90 proof plum brandy from
Yugoslavia,
and it's pretty amazing. So
Oh, Trish ate shrimp, salad, sides, and lasagna. I had my traditional shrimp too, Trish Ann. I always have shrimp cocktail as I'm cooking on Christmas Eve. It's a tradition. Big jumbo shrimp.
Oh,
crispy shrimp.
By the way, Costco, my brother-in-law had this. So we had some cocktail sauce. He got cocktail sauce from Costco. It was ridiculous. There was like chunks of horseradish.
Well, because I make my own.
Oh my God, it was so
Did it come
hot.
like in a jar or in a container?
It was like a plastic bottle, maybe plastic or glass. It was so hot.
I love it like that. That's the way I made it.
But I mean, like, people were like one little thing and that was it. And my daughter, who was 20 years old.
Was it red?
Oh yeah. She took like a piece of bread and scooped it, like had a soup and ate the whole thing. And it just didn't faze her. When she was 3, my daughter could have an entire teaspoon heaping of wasabi and eat it without water or bread. And she was fine when she was Jesus.
3. Okay, that's kind of craziness right there. But I made some really hot cocktail sauce.
Because it has that kick and
I
then
didn't know that Costco's really good. I approve of Costco.
Yeah, I do too.
But not the ready-made shrimp because they're mushy. You got to have them crisp. Yeah, it's not good when they're mushy. So somebody else telling them, Marianne, slow-cooked homemade Polish kielbasa. There you go.
There you go.
And homemade vodka sauce. Would that be considering going out if I had some of your vodka sauce? I wonder, did you get high from that?
Yeah, maybe it's cooked. It might be cooked off. So.
Yeah, I think it probably cooks off. Food, I think in food it's kind of allowed. So, it was really weird. For me, it was really weird holidays. There were some really nice parties, which was lovely, before and after. But I was ready for the holidays to be over. Oh! But we have to talk about New Year's Eve. So first, tell us a little bit about your New Year's Eve, Pete. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. The whole story. Okay. It's great.
So I was headlining Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura Harbor, and so the first show was like sold out. It was very vanilla, very very white, older crowd. And it was just
okay. So what does older mean? Does that mean my age?
No, I'm talking like 85. A lot of like
that's right.
And I'm kind of I'm edgy a bit and slightly blue, but silly and very smart and clever. And
if you must say so yourself.
Well, that's what I'm told. Okay. That's what my mother says when my dad comes out of the bathroom. So anyway, we started the show. The opener went up. Everything was going great. And then I went up, got some great laughs in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, this guy in the back just started yelling really bizarre stuff. You're not funny. And then, you have to kind of like let it go. Because if you pick on him too soon, then you're the bully. And then he's like, you're insensitive. And then he's, you should stick to shower scenes when you're naked. Because I was in Shawshank in the shower scene. And it was just like, dicky, and the club didn't stop him, and it got really uncomfortable, and you have to like just talk over it and keep going. And then in the end, he came up to me, and he was just a bully, and it was like, that's rare that I ever get that sort of thing, but it kind of put a damper on the show. People still really enjoyed it. And then the second show, we were about half full, but it was like crazy, nonstop, just laughing over the top. Everybody was so engaging in the show. So overall, it was a success. It was a lot of fun.
So you got a little gift. A little gift to
it
was nice it didn't go the other way. If you would have ended on that note, it would have been kind of...
Exactly. It was like a reconfirmation of the way things normally are.
Right.
And, we did the countdown, and it was fun. But in that moment, it's always challenging. Like, what do you do with this? You can't go after them, but you can't sit still, and there's a psychology behind handling it, and I thought it was fine in the end, but still, it's like it's unfortunate for the rest of the people that are trying to enjoy the show.
My last stand-up experience, which I chronicle in Don't Jump, I don't have a copy of it here, but it's on the back of my card, Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, and My Fucking Mother. I was dying such a miserable death at the Eastside Comedy Club on Long Island that I never did stand up again. Yes, that was the end of my stand up career. It was brutal. I mean, my father was there. My father, it was the first time my father was seeing me do stand up, and I was in my first year. I was green, and it was just I couldn't get like all the girls were sitting at the front like daring their boyfriends to look at me. Don't you dare look at her. I was 25. Don't you dare look at her. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things, and they had all the teased hair, and it was the 80s, and they had all this spray going on, and they were were like looking at their boy, and the boyfriend would like look, no, and yeah, it was brutal. It was just brutal, and no one was listening to a word I said. They were just looking at me, like, what the fuck is a girl doing up there? And you don't look fun. You don't look like Joan Rivers. Why are you up there? You know, because in the '80s, in the mid '80s, stand-up comics didn't. Now stand-up comics look like everything, but back then stand-up women comics looked like Toadie Fields, Joan Rivers. You know, that was kind of the thing. So they weren't used to seeing someone who looked like them up there. And it was,
so you know the feeling. It was
horrible. I never did it again. I was traumatized.
Well, in the 90s, I won this competition to perform for Continental Airlines on 4 flights. And they were turboprops, so it was like really loud, 40-seat. And so you get to Cleveland Airport to the gate, and there's a marquee with your headshot appearing this flight. Hey! You're on the tarmac, not even on the ramp, and you run out to this little plane. You get on it. You're with a rep from Continental. She has a little speaker with a microphone. She has to, because you can't use the plane's PA, FAA regulations. And you get up to altitude, and you've got 7 minutes to do a set. And then you land in Detroit, run to the next plane, do the same thing 4 times in 3 hours. And my third flight...
Is anybody paying attention?
Well, the first flight was full. The people in the front, they were laughing. But the rest they couldn't hear because the speaker was here. So the third flight, we had 4 people. And one of them was a writer for Just for Laughs comedy magazine. And I said, do I still have to do this? And she said, well, yeah, you have to do it. I'm like... So I'm sitting... So I get up. I'm about to do it. They're behind us. She's sitting here. I get up. And literally, I start my first joke, and the plane just drops. And we're all over the place. I mean, literally, my head was hitting the ceiling. And so the pilot comes out, we have to strap in. This is very violent turbulence, and I get in. I'm literally hitting the wall. I'm hitting her. There are planes behind me. I swear to God, she leans over and goes, if you want to get paid, you have to keep going. So I've got the microphone, and I'm over the seat doing my set. And watching the writer behind me taking notes, shaking.
Oh, no.
And I had to do 8 minutes, and now he's going to write the story and put it up, and it was just horrible. So I got paid. And he was very generous in his article.
Was he?
Yeah, and then I was called by Greyhound. So I wasn't called by Greyhound.
I was thinking you say Hertz or Avis.
Hertz.
Yeah.
So that's one of my craziest stand-up
Wow. Happy New Year, Robert. Hi, Peter. Mom, huh? You're calling me Mom, Peter? I'm not old enough to be your mom. I'm not quite that old. Hi, who else we got? You know, they went away. Like, I saw the names, and now they're gone. Let's see who's up. Well, I can't tell by this. I'm looking at the screens. I don't like to look at the screens when you guys are there, but it's the only way we can see what you guys are saying, which is kind of nice. Airplane comedy is hilarious, Mary Ellen says. It's hilarious. I think so, too. Hi, Donna. Happy New Year. Hi, Jean. So my New Year's was very, very unusual.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna, yes, I'm gonna tell, I didn't do this, but I'm gonna tell you guys about, I did a little post about it, but I want to speak some more. Okay, so, I wasn't going to be seeing my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, which was a drag because of geography and everything. So a friend of mine said, hey, you know, a bunch of us go to this the Self-Realization Fellowship, and we actually, normally on New Year's Eve, I've been very blessed because of the past 8 years, I've spent 7 of them at Henry Jaglam's, the director's very fantastic New Year's Eve party, where I have gotten to hang out with Peter Bogdanovich and Richard Benjamin and Paula Prentice and David Steinberg and
fun.
Sally Kirkland, and just fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of the women who write are there. Harriet Schock, all of us who were in Henry's movies. I was in 2, but Harriet's been a bunch of them, and Andrea and Lorna, and it's Terry. So much fun. And he would have a psychic and a palm reader, and you know, just very elegant, and Ring in the New Year, Harriet would play, and like Andrea Mardovici would sing, you know, Old Lang Syne. I mean, it was crazy stuff. He didn't have it this year. And I was like, oh, what do I do now? So a friend of mine, a sober friend of mine, but this was not a sober event though, but most of us who went together were sober, were meeting first at his house, and then he got this great Chinese feast boxed up, and drove it out to his girlfriend's mother's house on the, there's a place on the Santa Monica beach there that's called the Gold Coast.
And the PCH?
Yeah, but right there it's called the Palisades something.
Okay, right.
Palisades Beach Road. And we were in that part. So to the left of us was the Santa Monica Pier, where they had fireworks going off. And to the right of us was this Palisades Beach Club thing or something, which had fireworks right next to us. So we were on the beach. We ate Chinese food, and then we're on the beach, and the fireworks are just, just lovely. Didn't expect that. But so then we all go to the Self-Realization Fellowship, and it looks, it's beautiful. It's white. And
I haven't been there, but I've heard it's
really lovely. Yeah. And now here's the thing. I meditate every day by putting on an app called Calm, and this woman does this guided meditation, and I literally, she starts, and by the time she gets through, and I do it while I'm laying in bed, I fall asleep about 30 times while she does it. And then finally, before I'm going to get up, there's a whole part where it's just like, first she does guided meditation, then it's So I skip past the and I get to the part where she does the daily calm, whatever the intention is of that day. And the last time I kind of meditate to her guided meditation. In other words, I'm meditating for about 3 minutes.
Right.
So how am I going to get through an hour and a half? So this place, you go and you meditate right through New Year's. So you don't know when. There's no
countdown.
No countdown for the first time in my life.
Wow.
And at one countdown in my life, 29 years ago, Gabe proposed to me at one.
Wow.
So countdowns are kind of big, and I'm a New Yorker. We never went to Times Square, but we always watch the ball drop. We watch the ball drop, right?
Absolutely, still do, yeah.
Yeah, and there's always, if you're at a restaurant or a club or a party, there's a countdown. No countdown. Not only was there not a countdown, no idea when it was midnight. So what happens is we sit down, and I'm like, how am I going to get through an hour and a half of meditation? Because we sat down at 10:45. How am I going to do this? I can't meditate for 3 minutes.
Right.
I'm thinking what I'm going to eat next. What I'm going to, where I'm going the next day. I'm thinking of everything that, So I'm concerned about it, but I'm determined. And we're like a group. There's 12 of us.
Yeah.
And so I end up in the second row, sitting behind a woman a little younger than me with a boyfriend who's 30. And it reminded me very much of what I probably looked like a year, for many, because I dated young. I leaned young for a while. So there they were right in front of me. And then, do you know, and then there was a celebrity that was part of our group, and his very young girlfriend. So these two couples were sitting right in front of me. And it turns out silent meditation doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's sitting there going like this the whole time, because people were looking around,
but nobody was talking.
A few. Well, this couple was kind of whispering.
Yeah, 'cause you're not supposed
they
to,
weren't
right?
making noise, but they were communicating quite a bit and kissing and leaning in and doing all that. So I'm watching that
was
going on.
Was there music?
There was there was
like a drone sound.
Yeah, not a drone so much, but there was it wasn't it wasn't annoying, but there was music. It wasn't silent.
Yeah.
But it was, I wouldn't call it music so much as sounds, kind of. But they were very consistent.
Yes.
It was a consistent sound, yeah. And so when we first walked in, I would say there were maybe 30 people sprinkled about the thing. And the other thing is their chairs. I thought, I'm going to bring my yoga mat. No, you're going to sit in a chair. Very uncomfortable chairs. They have a cushion underneath. They're very straight back. They're not comfortable. So it's kind of hard to kind of get yourself.
They're probably supposed to be so that you don't fall asleep, maybe.
Well, okay, so I tell the people next to me, I had my septum done when I broke my nose in the car accident, and I said, if I start making noise, just So I did nasal. I'm like, just so the first half hour while people are filing in.
Yeah.
There's people are looking around. Some people are very seriously meditating.
Right.
Some people not so serious. Some people are on their phone. A couple people on their phone. A couple people are looking around. A couple of people are communicating together. Some people are communicating, and it's getting more and more crowded. And at a certain point, I kind of started to meditate. Which kind of probably turned into me falling asleep probably a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't snore because they didn't wake me up, but I did kind of snort when I woke up. I was like, and I just started laughing. And so did the kid who was sitting there. I went, "You're something," when I woke up. But as the whole room filled in, now there's 350 people.
Wow.
And now we're in like full meditation mode, right? Because now a guy has gone up to the front and he's telling us what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay, we're going to meditate for like 20 minutes. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to do like a guided thing. Then we're going to chant. And we're going to chant for like 10 minutes. I'm going to chant before the new year, like into the new year.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do this prayer all together of setting intention. And then we're going to go out and you can have spritzers with your friends if you choose to. Leave quietly. And spritzers, I figured that's wine and seltzer, sober girl, that's not going to work. Okay, so he tells us what's going to happen. So now in that 20-minute thing, the room is quiet, all but for that sound. And all of a sudden, one person is snoring their fucking ass off.
Wow.
And nobody's laughing.
Right.
Nobody's saying anything, but everybody hears it,
you
right?
know it, sure.
And you're just thinking, that person isn't going to know. But
Right.
everybody around,
Right.
like, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, old or young. But the people sitting right around that person are all going to be like,
For sure.
when they wake up, like, that would really suck because the whole room heard it, which was
And
really...
then when you wake up, everybody has a look, right? And you're like, "What's up? What's up?" Nobody wants to say a
Because
word.
on a plane, it happens on a plane. You'll be on a plane, like the whole plane's quiet
Oh
on
my
a red eye, and all of a sudden, like one person just starts snoring their ass off.
I've done it. It's like the one where your head leans back just enough where you just do a...
Well, so that's how I woke up. I woke up and went...
and then your eyes are really big because you're like...
No, I just started laughing.
that's what I did.
When I did it, I just started laughing. And I was sitting next to my friend's son, this woman's son, and he laughed, I laughed. It was like just one snort. But this other person was just snoring the whole time. So anyway, then they start to do the Om chant, and it's not just Om. It turns out it's got like a rhythm,
Right.
and it's got like a 3-part rhythm. But everybody knew it right away. I didn't know it, but I could follow along. But like, okay, do I do this out loud?
Yeah.
Do I just do it in my head?
Yeah.
Like, is my voice like I could hear the girl behind me? She sounded really good, but like someone to my left, not so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they gonna be thinking like,
Yeah.
are they gonna be judging my Om sound?
It's like when you're in an improv class and you have to do sounds and movements
Yes.
and you're so worried about what everybody... Because you're looking at everybody else going, God, that's just stupid what they're doing. Like, we're judgmental, so we think.
I had my eyes closed, and so I went with it, and I did the Om chant, and I thought, I'm gonna have no idea when it's midnight. And at one point, I looked down at my watch because I just had to cheat, and I looked, and it was 12:01, and I thought, I did not welcome in the new year with the like I got through to the other side, meditating, chanting, and all is still right with
Without
the world.
knowing what time it was.
And it was fine.
Biological clock didn't even say a word.
That's long.
It's long gone.
There's been
Time
no
ran-
battery in
time
there.
ran out,
Yeah,
right?
there's been no battery in that for a long time. But what was interesting too is that these thoughts came to me as we were in this chanting state. Like, I actually got into a meditative state, maybe for one of the first times in my life. I've only done it twice, maybe really done it a couple times in my life. And the thoughts that were coming into my head were really beautiful. I'm not going to share them. They're very personal, but like this really intense, sensual image. Like, I could hear it, I could taste it, I could smell it, I could feel it. It was really intense. And I thought, wow, that is extraordinary.
Yeah.
And so then we got to the part where you said, okay, now we're going to do this intention setting, and may I be, he had us repeat after him. He would say like a sentence, may I be the best person that I can be. May I be kind. May I act in grace, that kind of stuff. And we all did that. And then he said, okay, now you can quietly, if you choose to, file out and have spritzers with your friends in the reception or whatever, if you care to stay and meditate. So, mostly everybody got up to leave. And somebody said to me, did you just see Lisa Kudrow walk down there? And I was like, how fucking cool. I mean, they were like really, the whole room was like a mix of ages, of races, of socioeconomic. It was just everything. It was just really, and as we went into the other room, I didn't even go in the spritzer room. I found out later it was just sparkling cider.
Yeah.
But I could have had one of those.
Sure.
I could have had a V8.
Right,
but it ended up, the feeling of having done that was such like a sane, calm, lovely way to welcome in. You know, this has been such a tumultuous year.
Oh yeah.
You know, politically insane. Just the fires, the murders, the deaths, the idiot in chief. Just everything that's gone on this year. It was so lovely to usher in 2020, which I have a really good feeling about this coming year.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, 2019 was the best year I've had in many, many years.
Wow. Okay, why is that?
I think because I kind of went through depression a couple of years ago after my second divorce, and I didn't, you know, I wasn't aware of how much it impacted me, and then one day I woke up and it was bad. So, you know, I started to create my world on who I was in my mind, and I started to work towards that, and I've had some of the best shows I've ever had. My kids, for the first time in 10 years, came to LA again.
Which is fabulous.
Which is
and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
They're fabulous.
And now my son is moving to LA in 4 weeks.
That's so fabulous. I'm not listening to you. I just got distracted because a lot of people just joined us, and I want to say hello to Mike, Trisha. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Linda. Scott. Hey, Scott. I've known Scott forever. Hi, Rose. Hi, Jeffrey. That's really lovely. You know, in some ways, 2019 was really great for me as well. Doing Game Changers with you has been fantastic. We've been doing it for almost a whole year.
Yeah, it's been great.
I got a lovely note from Christina Guzman yesterday saying how much she loved doing it with me and how much fun it was. And she kind of ushered in the beginning of 2019 with me. Hi, Christina. And then we started doing it, and there's been some amazing women who write. We've had amazing people that we've done on this show. My personal life has been, you know, lovely, and but I've also gone through transition this year. 2019 was painful in a couple of ways too. Actually, I think it was the end of 18 where a few significant relationships, friendships, decades-long friendships fell away.
Yeah.
And it was very painful.
Yeah. And
what's interesting is that a couple of people have come back in my life in the last few days. It's not over.
Right.
It ain't over till it's over.
No. Sometimes we just need that space to, you know, it's like in a relationship. You need the time together, and then you need the time apart to process what happened when you were together. So that when you're together again, it just keeps expanding.
Yeah, and I think there's also growth that happens.
Yeah.
And a realization for me that nothing is personal.
Yeah. It's not.
It's always the other person's shit. It's always my shit if I'm doing it. It has nothing to do with you. Whatever I'm doing is my shit.
Yep.
My history. And sometimes being right ends up not being as important as doing the right thing.
It's absolutely correct.
And it's not always a realization that I have in the moment. Sometimes I have to reflect on it. Sometimes other people have to reflect on it.
Yeah.
All I know is that I don't have the energy to war with anyone, to be at odds with anyone. So I can't think of anyone in my life, with the exception of my first husband, that I don't welcome back.
Yeah, I got that.
David, stay away. But Cinderfella, my stepson, is wonderful. Hi, Chris. Things that seemed so important at the time are so unimportant now.
Yeah, right. When you can give up the need to be right, like really give it up, there's this space that opens up, and it's freedom.
It is. There's a great, sort of mantra, forgiveness is for me, forgiveness sets me free.
Yeah, what did I hear? Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds upon the heel that has crushed it.
Whoa, wait a minute, I gotta think about this. Say that again?
Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds upon the heel that has crushed it. Meaning you've crushed this flower, and yet it gives you this fragrance, right?
Wow.
That's one of my favorite. And then my other favorite quote from Curly from the Three Stooges is...
Which goes beautifully with the fragrant violet.
If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed.
Oh,
that is out of the Three Stooges, I swear to God.
Hi, David Zimmerman. I love the Three Stooges. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Rick. I love the Three Stooges. I watched plenty of that myself. If anybody has anything they want to share about their New Year's or their Christmas, any questions, anything you want to share about what you ate or what you did on New Year's Eve. You know, for me too, as a sober woman, it's so interesting. They call in the rooms. They call New Year's Eve amateur night because like we didn't need an excuse to get fucked up and you know, but like people who like save it up so that but people were driving like lunatics last night. Like couldn't stay in their lane. People like, did they really just get drunk on New Year's Eve? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even understand that.
I had half a drink and that was it.
Yeah,
that was fine. It was. I didn't
as
even
opposed
need
to the 5 highballs on Christmas.
Well, this is true. And Saturday night I did have 5 glasses of champagne.
Ooh,
so
oh God!
I went to the Cleveland Zoo and it was 30 degrees and we walked around and saw the lights. They had it all lit up.
Oh, nice!
And it was beautiful, but it was so cold. And then my friend, she made dinner and her ex-husband.
My friend, she made dinner.
Well, yes, I was staying there. She was taken to the airport. Her ex-husband came over and she made dinner and I had champagne. And then I woke up. Oh my God! At 3 a.m. You know, you're so gasping. Well, I was in the bed in the basement, and she had a heated mattress cover that was on 492 all night. So when I woke up, I was literally like gasping between the alcohol and that. Oh, good times.
I don't remember what the alcohol.
Oh,
I kind of don't remember that thing.
Which is just I don't drink that much anymore, but you know, so.
Well, it was. It was a very interesting, and you know, also I couldn't sleep. I had caffeine at like 5 p.m., so I ended up until almost 5 in the morning, and the calm that I left the...
This was last night?
Last night.
Okay.
And the calm that I left the it's not an ashram, it's with the fellowship, whatever, the realization fellowship with, kind of stayed with, you know, I kind of had this really...
In spite of the caffeine.
In spite of the caffeine, the caffeine didn't mess. I just wasn't able to go to sleep, but I wasn't wired.
Sure.
I certainly wasn't wired after an hour and a half of meditation.
Right.
But I had this peaceful, easy feeling. I wonder if they went to one of those services, but I did. I had a very peaceful, easy feeling, and I woke up without the weight of the world on my shoulders, which was really lovely. So I'm going to really recommend very highly. Look, we don't have to wait till next New Year's Eve to do something like this. It's a really beautiful thing to do. I'm sure there are places all over the world where you can go and do these meditations. And I know the Self-Realization Fellowship is open all the time. There's places all over. It's something I want to do more often. It was really... Group meditation is very powerful.
Yeah, I've done it. It's very powerful.
Wow.
And the best part, no app.
Yeah.
And no hecklers.
No hecklers, no app and no hecklers. Although I did listen to my calm this morning, and again, I listened to it about 30 times before I got through to the end.
My mother used to have, a long time ago, she used to have these cassettes of the ocean that would relax her. You know, her cassette deck, she would have it next to her pillow, help her relax. And so one night she went to bed and the lights were off and my father was still in the bathroom and he comes in and he gets in bed next to her and she's lying there and you hear the crashing of the waves and everything, right? Well, my father, being the smart ass he is, he had walked in in the dark with a glass of water.
Oh!
So he waits for the waves and he puts his hand in the water and he just flicks her in her face. He goes, "What was that?" But I was like, "What? What's what? My face is wet." I don't know. Maybe it's your cassette. It must be your tapes. They're pretty effective, and that's the kind of stuff my dad does. So.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Calm will give you like fireplace crackling and rain and oceans and stuff. It does all of that.
I go to YouTube, you can see the fireplace channel.
Yes.
It's weird. It actually
it is calming.
It's almost like I'm like a real fireplace. I know. It's weird.
And it makes you warm. I know. Sometimes when I'm working, I'll play, if it's the wintertime, I'll play like the crackling fire sound and it makes you warm.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk a little bit before we go about intention setting for the new year. So nobody's saying anything. Let's see. Does anybody they're just saying hi and stuff and Happy New Year. Anybody out there like setting any intention for the coming new year? Pete, what about you? Are you setting any intentions? Did you make any? Wait, let's start with this. Did you make any resolutions?
I don't make resolutions, but I create a context of what I'm going to be living in for the year. So this is this is the framework. Well, the context that I live in for the year is to be, it's like being powerful, it's being contribution, it's being fun, and it's being massive abundance. So meaning, if I'm being that, I'm not just looking for that, I'm actually a contribution for others to get that from me as well. So, and the more you set up that framework and you're consistent with it, the more your life will start to show up like that, as opposed to a resolution.
The thing about resolutions, I historically break my resolutions before it gets to be 1 a.m. On New Year's Eve. I didn't make resolutions per se, but I have set intentions, which I think is a little more like what you're talking about. And so for me, somebody's saying, Rob, hey Vicki, I'm Pete. When I'm relaxing, I like to listen to Native American flute music.
Nice.
Okay, that's good. Whatever works, that's good. My intentions moving forward this year, number one is to be fit and healthy. I have slacked off from exercise. I used to be a daily exerciser every single day for like 30 years. I did it every day, no matter what. Yeah. But I had it in my apartment in New York. I had an elliptical and I had a universal, and I used them. And I also went speed walking outside. And now I have an elliptical. I have no more excuse. I did get on today, but I had only had 4 hours of sleep. And I had to get ready for the show, and I was cooking black-eyed peas, so I did a very short. I only did a mile today, but my intention is to get back to, I used to do 48 minutes a day.
Well, you started, and that's the important thing.
I had done it for a couple of days before, but this is really day one of moving forward with it. So it's to work out every day, to eat with intention. So I did do that for a couple weeks before Christmas, and I lost some weight, and then it was a nice leveler because I gained a few back over Christmas, New Year's, but that's okay because I'm still less than where I started. But the intention, I found that I was eating like 2 spoons of oat bran for breakfast every morning, and then 1 meal a day split in 2. So if I had a sandwich, I'd eat a half for lunch and a half for dinner. If I had a plate of food, I was eating half the plate for lunch, half for dinner. And then also that intermittent fasting, so basically stopping to eat by like 9 p.m. and eating after that. No, I was not snacking at all.
Which is really good,
Which is the secret. Because for me, that's what kills me. So healthy eating, mindful and intentional eating, exercise, and then going back to a daily practice of writing not just posts on Facebook, no matter how clever they are,
and addicting,
not just my morning pages, not just my post in the Women Who Write group page, which, by the way, we've started a challenge today on the Women Who Write group page. If you're not on our group page, it's Vicki Abelson's Women Who Write group. Anybody is invited to join. Starting today, day one of our challenge number 84. We've been doing this for 84 months. Wow. I don't know how many years that is. It's a lot of years, right? 12. How many times is 12 going to 84?
It was at 8 years?
A lot of time. Seven and change or something. I don't know. It's a lot.
Something like that, yeah.
And so this month the focus is I welcome blank. And the only suggestion is that you write for 5 minutes a day, and that you put up one sentence each day. I am willing blank, and you post it on the Women Who Write group page if you feel so inclined, because I find that being accountable really helps. Because I've been accountable to a woman from my writers group in New York for 6,800 and I think it's 33 days of everyday writing. It just stops blocks from happening and keeps in flow and all of that. But what I did get away from was my creative. I stopped dead on my screenplay when my partner and I stopped writing together. I haven't been writing articles. I met someone over the holidays who's going to introduce me to his editor, and I hope I'll start writing articles again. I'm going to do it no matter what happens there. I want to get back to my screenplay. Get back to, I'm having lunch with Steve Resnick on Monday.
Nice.
Because we're going to try and get Game Changers on the radio. Let's go, right? And I just have a few other irons in the fire. I'm doing a little coaching again, and so my intention is to get back to the things that feed me. That I spent a lot of 2019 being in a relationship and experiencing that for the first time in a long time, and I have no regrets about it. But it's time to remember who I am and to get back to what's important to me and to move my life forward. And so that's I'm setting that intention, and the main intention that I'm setting is to be kinder. Being of service is always important. To say yes whenever I'm asked, unless I really can't do something.
Right.
To just say yes. To be willing to show up for people who need me, who don't ask but who need, to offer, to be in grace as much as possible. And that also means not suffering when I'm disappointed or hurt by something that somebody else does. It's not about me.
Right.
They're going through their stuff.
That's right.
I don't want to suffer it. I don't want to punish anybody for doing what they're doing. And it's about really being in acceptance of people exactly as they are, and take what I like and leave the rest.
Yeah. And the biggest thing I've really gotten into a world of gratitude, like making my list every day and really being authentically just grateful for things in my life. And I find that the more I do that, the more that shows up.
I love that you said that. I've left that out. I check in daily with my sponsor. I send him a gratitude, but I was also gifted a gratitude journal. And so I've been writing every day, because I say my gratitude out loud. And that's another thing, is prayer and meditation every morning for me. And I had stopped getting, whenever I break a routine, it's very hard to start again.
Yeah.
So I usually, for years, get down on my knees every day and do my version of a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's a spiritual prayer. And do my meditation in bed. But anyway, so I just today did the knee thing again for the first time in a long time. And so I'm writing. It's not just saying my gratitude and sending one thing to my sponsor. Now I have a gratitude journal. Yeah. And I've been doing it. Yeah. Writing everything that comes to mind. Yeah. And as you said, the more grateful I am for what I have, the more I get. Yeah. The more the universe it's not that I'm doing it to that end. I'm not saying my gratitude to get more. I'm saying it because I'm truly grateful. Yeah. And I want to be in that awareness and not take things for granted, not take people for granted, not take you for granted, Pete, or you for being there. And hi, Elle, I miss you. I love you. I can't wait to see you.
Me too.
Elle and I got to spend some time together over the holidays. We were at Allie's. We were at the sit and spin party, and that was lovely too. And that's another thing I want to do more of. Oh, I just see Eileen. Was Eileen? I thought I saw Eileen's name just now, but maybe not. I'm hallucinating. I've said yes to social things every time they've come up in the last 2 weeks. That's wicked weird because I was avoiding those things. Yeah. I've been going to every party, every get together, every screening. I'm just saying yes. Yeah. I'm saying yes. Yeah. It's not going to happen sitting in my...
No, that's what...
Well, I was going to say it's not going to happen sitting in my living room, but a lot happens sitting in my living room.
A lot happens here. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm really grateful for all of you. Any last...
No, I mean, I think it's been a great year working with you, for sure. I've learned a lot. I've been allowed to contribute a lot. I've met some amazing people that I'm becoming friends with now.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's just, and there's no in order to. All there is just friendship and love with these people.
Wait a minute. What do you mean there's no in order to?
It's like I'm not getting connected with them to try and get something or for them to get something. It's things may come, you don't know. It really is just about connecting with people who are like-minded, creative, fun, easygoing.
A perfect example of that is last year at NAMM. NAMM is coming up in 2 weeks. Last year at NAMM, I met Lauren Gold, the keyboard player for The Who. And it was just a very casual meeting. We really didn't connect. It was just, I watched him play for a few minutes with some friends, but we really didn't connect. Yeah. And I just said at the time, I'd love to have you on my show, and blah, blah, blah. And it took some time, but then he did the show in the spring. We went over to his lovely, beautiful house, amazing house. And since that time, then we got to communicate on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. Since that time, you and I went and saw The Who.
Best concert I've ever seen.
Ever. No shit, not because of Lauren. Pete Townsend is my new guitar god. I mean, I've always appreciated him, but never liked seeing him live. I mean, Rogers sings as good as he's... It was just a mind-blowing, the orchestra, the whole
incredible.
Thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. But anyway, so Lauren has become... And Lauren has played the living room. now and been here and been willing. He's playing again on January. I want to give a shout out for that. January 30th. Okay, no, 28th. So I canceled Women Who Write on December 17th. You weren't here because I got bit by a spider in the middle of the night, and I went to the ER. I've never done that. It was crazy, and I really regretted canceling the day. But I didn't know what to do at 1 a.m.
Sure.
I didn't know if I was going to be there all night. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And I really regretted it because we were going to have this fabulous show.
Yeah, that was...
It was really heartbreaking, and Isai Morales actually changed a flight at the 11th hour to get here on time, and I screwed that whole thing up. Isai was so gracious and so lovely, as was everyone. Mm-hmm. But so on Tuesday, January 28th, it's going to be amazing. Adam Chester will be here. The Elton John's what is he called? His stand-in, who is Elton at rehearsals and everything, and also that day, Snuffy and Sarah, who I canceled on that day.
Right.
Lauren was supposed to play with Isai. Lauren will be here with Donnie Most. Donnie Most had canceled. George Shikaris had canceled. It was a crazy month anyway. A lot of things were falling. Lot of things. January 28th. Are you not here that day?
I think I am.
Okay. And I really want to thank Ron Frederick, who's been lovely, and in your absence he helped me do the show while you were gone.
Yeah.
And he's been fabulous.
Yeah,
and Crystal Husband came up and helped, and she's a doll face. And okay, so Snuffy and Sarah, Adam Chester, Donnie and Lauren are going to be here, and maybe Isai will stop by and do a couple tunes.
Yeah.
But it's going to be wonderful. And in February, Dee Wallace, the mom from E.T. and Cujo, and she's a spiritual, and her daughter is going to be here with her book, and I can't remember who the music is, but it's somebody fabulous. Yeah. Fabulous things are happening.
Would it be cool if Anson was able to come here with Donnie?
Well, the thing is, I talked to them a long time ago. Anson and I were talking about, and maybe we could call Marion, because she's been here too, and get them all in the house, but it would be, but the thing is, I don't want Anson, it's Donnie's show.
No, I got that.
Don is an unbelievable jazz singer, a fantastic jazz singer, and he will do a really, when Anson came, he only sang because I begged him to, because he's such a good sport and such a sweetheart. No, he did Splish Splash.
Oh, Splish Splash, yeah.
He did Splish Splash, and he was fabulous. He doesn't sing as a vocation anymore.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but Donnie does.
Yeah.
And so that'll be a serious step. But I would love for Anson to show up. Anson's the best. And actually, Lauren and I are going to take the train up to Ojai to see Anson, and we're going to have lunch, the three of us. Yeah, so
that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. And the train was Lauren's idea. So, hi, Mike. Yeah, the 28th, if you are in LA, please come to the living room. There's nothing like being here live for it. You get pennies kugel, you get hugs, you get to schmooze with the celebrities and get to kiss them and take pictures with them. It's so fun, and we as a group, we sing along. It's fantastic. You get to support the artists and buy their CDs. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. And next week on this show, finally, this third time's the charm, James Gadsden, who is the definitive drummer. He's on more recordings than I think any drummer in the history of the world. He's amazing. We're going out to his place. And coming up, Leland Sklar said yes. He will be with us. Donna Pescow, I have to confirm a date with her. Yeah. Bruce Valanche said yes, we're going to do that at Ron's house because Bruce wants to do it in Hollywood. And Ron said we could use his place. Yeah. A lot of great stuff coming up. Right. So it's going to be a great year. I have a really, really, really good feeling about it. Yep. And what makes it, this sounds so trite, it's going to make me cry though. The fact that you people, I treasure you people, but I do. And the fact that you show up week after week and month after month and year after year, and those of you who are tuning in with us for the first time, this is nothing without you. Right. Without you out there interacting with us, even though not one fucking question did you ask. Now, a few people told us what they ate at least.
You know why?
Why?
Because they were so intrigued.
With
story of life.
But it was really lovely to share this time with you. And it was nice for us to have just this time. It's
great.
To just chat and make it about us. Because, when we used to do this show, Louise and I, for years, we would do something at the top before we bring the guest out. And then like one person said to me, will you bring out the guest already? And I got so paranoid by that that I stopped doing the up top and just started with the guest. Because I thought, people don't want to hear what I have to say. Right. But I kind of like having some time at the beginning to talk stuff, which, by the way, leads me to one more really exciting thing. Yeah. A few days ago, it was Mike Nesmith's birthday of the Monkees. My very first guest on my very first show, when it was The Road Taken, on July 12th, 2016, was Mike Nesmith. Yeah. And it was a podcast then, and we did it over the system, and that was an edited show. It wasn't live. It was the system. We did it over the system. So I wished him a happy birthday. And mentioned on Facebook that he was my very first guest on my very first show. And within 2 minutes, Nez got on the thread and said, let's do it again, I'm game. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? I mean, there's proof. It's on my thread. And then I said, okay, tell me when you're going to be in LA, because we're live now, we're video. And he said, well, I've got these new people working for me and this new technology, and we can do it. I said, you mean with me here and you there and us here? And he said, yeah, let's make it a 2-day event. Oh. So I said, all right, call me. So it was his birthday. He wasn't going to call me that day, but Nez, I'm waiting to hear from you, because how exciting would that be? Oh, God. To do a 2-day event with Mike Nesmith over like Video Ranch, or Mike was a pioneer. Yeah. He Elephant Parts. He started MTV. His show was really what became MTV, and he's a genius. Wow, so if anybody can do this, it's going to be Nez. Thank you. Trish Ann just said, fantastic show. I love you. Hi, Lauren. So anyway, Pete, thank you for joining me. Happy, healthy, prosperous, abundant New Year everywhere but my thighs. Yeah. And I look forward to many more of these. And thank you all out there for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And where can they see some stand-up, Pete?
Second week of January, I'm at, what's the name of the club? It's downtown Vegas. I'll tell you next time.
All right. So, is it the one you were at last time?
No, it's a different club.
Okay.
Different club. And then in
March.
What
nights are you there?
It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, good. You don't miss a Wednesday.
And I'll be spending 3 days writing, also with the guy that I coach in Vegas. He owns the club, so we'll be writing together. And then March, I'll be back in Youngstown, Ohio at the Funny Farm.
The Funny Farm. All right. I'm sure there'll be more in between.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Alan. Thank you all for being with us. I wish you a very happy, healthy, prosperous, abundant, not on your thighs New Year. Sending lots of love, and look forward to spending a lot more time with you. And now we have to figure out how to turn off the camera.
We could just stay here.
We're just going to stay until it's not going to run out of juice because we're plugged in. Pete, what do we do?
I'm going to go get the camera.
Okay. Thanks, Happy New Year. I love you all. Thank you.